So just like any other web application, if you need to deploy the web application, which is basically making use of large language model in the back end, so the process is, I mean, pretty much same, right? So let me show you one of those processes. Okay, so which is very quick. So first one is the Streamlit. Okay, so far you have heard about Streamlit as if it's a way to what Streamlit is used, guys?
To
What?
create graphical user interface application that
Correct.
things and all.
Okay, so we have used Streamlit so far for building the user interfaces because that allow us to create those user interfaces very quickly instead of building them in React or some other languages. So we can use Streamlit to build our user interfaces very quickly. And we have also seen that their library is so rich, and especially from the data science perspective, they have almost all the functions which we can use to display graphs and other things, right? So that makes UI very interactive and very intuitive. Okay. So, but at the same time, if I go to Streamlit Cloud, they also provide a cloud, right? Just like we have AWS, we have Azure, and we have GCP, this Streamlit also provide the cloud platform where you can deploy your applications. Okay, since this is the easiest one, so I'm starting from here. So I hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, so I have gone to streamlit.io/cloud. Okay, so deploying. So there are two options, free and pro. So I will go free. Okay, and you can see that there is already an application which is being running, which is onboarding assistant. So what I will do is let me delete this application so that I can show you from scratch. Okay, so all you need to do is you need to click on this create app, and then you will be shown three different options, right? Deploy a public app from GitHub, from a template, or in Snowflake. So we will go for the first option because our code is already there in the GitHub, right? So I also created one YouTube video on that, right? How to pull your code from the GitHub and how to make changes in the .env file to make your application running on your local machine. Okay, so now our code is lying where it's there in the GitHub again. And what we want to do is from GitHub, we are asking Streamlit that, okay, my code is lying in the GitHub. What it need to do is it need to pull that code and it has to run the code on its cloud environment. Okay. So for that, what I have done is if you are doing it the first time, it will ask you the username and password. It will prompt you the GitHub username and username and password so that Streamlit on your behalf can log into the GitHub and it get authorized from the GitHub and it can pull the code. Okay, so right now, my this Streamlit environment is already authorized to go to my GitHub repository. So it's showing me the repository and it's showing me the master streamlit.app. Okay, so if I click on the repository, it will show me all the different repositories which are there in my GitHub account. Or let me show you also. So this is my GitHub account, and there are a couple of repositories. We have a LangChain repository, simulator, onboarding assistant, advanced LangChain. So we are interested in onboarding assistant. So I click on that. There is a button called link HTTPS. I need to copy this URL and I have to provide it here. I have already done that. So it is showing me all the repositories in my account. Okay, so far so good, guys. So one of the repository is onboarding assistant, which I want to deploy. All right, so if I click on branch, main branch, and it will also pull all my py files. So which py file is my main file? App.py. Okay, and this is app URL. So it has created the app URL. Hypothetically, what I can do is I can give it some other custom domain name if it is available. No, it's, yeah, it's available. So our application will be like a app assistant.streamlit.app. Superb. And there is another option which is called advanced setting. So if I go into the advanced setting, it's asking me to put the Python version. And the Python version for our application is 3.12. And there is another section called secrets. So you remember, right? Let me open VS Code. So this is VS Code. So you know there is a .env file which has all my secrets, all my key and passwords. Correct, guys? But usually, if you are using any platform like, AWS or Azure, there is a different service called Secret Manager, which manages your these secrets. Okay, and since sometime they are shared across the different applications, so that is one place where you keep all your secrets. Similarly, what I need to do is I need to control A, control C, and whatever git code we have, we don't have all these keys, right? Because otherwise anyone can use my keys. So I think there I just have .env example file. So what I will do is I will copy paste all my secrets, and before doing that I can see the format, right? In this format I need to put all my secrets. For example, db username, my user with the double quotes. So I will paste all my secrets and I will put double quotes around it. You can try it without also. I'm not sure it will work or not, but to be on safer side, I am putting all these codes around it. All right. Invalid. Did I miss any code? What is wrong with it? Let me delete. Let me paste. So this is what, guys? This is called PaaS, right? PaaS, which is Platform as a Service, where we are not bothered about the platform or the operating system, right? We are not dealing with all those things. All we are interested in our code. We are telling this is our code, source code, and this is my runtime environment. Okay, so I have put all my key and values and I'm good to go. I will hit on deploy button. So it will take some time. So what it will do, guys, it will read my requirement.txt file. It will see, okay, there are a lot of libraries which are mentioned. So it will install those libraries one by one. And which Python environment it will use? It will use Python 3.12. Okay. So it will install all those libraries and that is going to take some time. Okay, so let it do that. There is a button in the right hand side, right, which is called Manage App. Okay, so it basically shows you the real-time logs, pip install, Python environment, and resolve 121 packages. So it is going to install all those things. Okay, so far so good.
So it's a free.
Yeah, it's a free right now. It's
Mhm.
a free because it's not letting me to change my domain name, right? So whatever application I will build, that will be like .streamlit.app. So it has some limitations, right? The number of applications or the space or the domain name, I cannot change all those things. So the flexibility is less, but yes, it is at least free of cost. Okay, so what it will do is once I deploy this application and if I hit my URL maybe after 1 hour, so basically it will, get archived and again it will bring my application up. Okay, so it will not keep the application all the time up. It will basically hibernate. And once I hit my URL, it will again bring it up. Okay, so I mean, they definitely have some limitations, right? They cannot deploy everyone's applications for free. So you can see, guys, okay? So you can try access this application from your end as well. Okay, so our application is live. I can click hi, hello, tell me about Saran AI. So this is the company, this is the HR information, contact details, all those things. Okay, fair enough, guys. So this is one of those free and easiest and the most fastest way to deploy your application on the cloud. So I mean, if you have created some demo application in your uh, office, right? So instead of taking your laptop to show, what you can do is you can share your this URL to your managers or your management so that you can showcase your work, right, with just a single URL. Okay, so I was very happy. I mean, when I did this for the first time, couple of years back, I could show my work, whatever app I have developed, right, with just on the chat I used to share. This is my app I have developed, and if somebody likes, then definitely it's a bonus, right? Okay, so is it opening at your end, guys? I hope so.
Yes, I tried. It's
Yes, yeah,
opening.
it's opening. Yeah,
Superb, right? So this is one of the easiest way. Another way is what we can do is we can also use Azure, right? So let me log into Azure. I was actually making the videos, YouTube videos for both of these. So what you can do is you can create your own account on Azure platform using your, I mean, credit card. All the services are free till first 30 days, and then there are services which are free for next 12 months. Okay, so you can create that free account and you can enjoy those services. But for me, that free account has expired. Okay, so right now the subscription I'm having is pay as you go. Okay, so whatever services or whatever uh, I will use, I will be charged. Okay. Oh, hello. Can you hear me, guys?
yeah, we
Yes,
can hear you.
yes.
Sharing has stopped because the external display is disconnected. What happened? I don't know. Today my laptop is not stable. You can see this browser, right? Where I have logged in into Azure. Let
No,
me.
we lost screen
Okay.
sharing.
You lost screen sharing. Let me share again. Is it fine now?
Yes, I can see.
Yes, it is visible.
Is my system running out of space? 23 GB. All right. Okay, so the another option is to deploy in the similar fashion on Azure, which is more professional way, right? Because nobody in the industry uses Streamlit that much. So what we can do is we can do the same things. Have you guys worked on Azure and any one of you? Or-
Yes, currently I am working on Azure itself.
Okay, great. So let me first delete all these things. Let me check whether it's up or not. So this deployment takes a lot of time. So I was doing it before. It was successful. Very nice. Let me check. But there is an error. Okay, I know why there is an error. But yeah, I at least I can show you the way. Let me delete the resource group.
So, Surendra, for deploying our GenAI application,
Mhm.
it's a prerequisite. We should have to deploy on cloud only, right? Not we can apart from that we cannot have anything like on Windows or something we can.
Yeah,
Dep
I mean, those are actually the old ways, right? Where we need to
Hmm.
deploy on the web sphere or some other
Hmm.
application server.
Hmm.
Nowadays, it's like because your these LLM models are there on these platforms only, right? On your
Hmm.
cloud
Hmm.
platforms.
Hmm.
So you don't want to go away from it. Whatever projects I have done so far, every
Hmm.
project is
Hmm.
on the cloud,
Yes.
mostly on Azure and then
Hmm. Hmm.
AWS and GCP as well.
Okay.
All right. So in Azure, let me tell you a couple of concepts. For example, this is our subscription. Okay. Can you guys mute, please? Okay. So whenever we deploy anything, we actually first of all create a resource group. So resource group is what? This is a bundle of resources which we can manage together. For example, I can create demo resource group and all my resources for this project. Let's say I need one database. I also need some security objects. I also need app plan. So everything I will create in this resource group so that I can manage all those resources at a single place. Also, I can put some policies and some other things at a resource level, which will inherited by all my resources inside that group. So that's why creating the resource group is a must. So you create one resource group. I have used East US, and within the resource group, what I will do, again, this is resource group. What happened? Where is my resource? All right, this is my resource group. Within the resource group, what I need to create is one app service. App service, let me click. So there is a app service plan. Let me put the plan. App service plan. Okay. So I need to create an app service plan within this resource group, or I can create from outside and then I need to select this resource group. And then this is asking about what kind of plan it is. You can say demo app plan and operating system. I will choose Linux. Region is Canada Central. And the main thing is the pricing plan. Okay, the pricing tiers. So there are a couple of pricing tiers. Okay, for example, there is a free, basic, premium. All they have different features. So for this application, what I will do is maybe I will choose premium V3. Okay, and how much it will cost me? on the monthly basis, it will cost me $5,000. Okay, but that's fine. I will delete it as soon as I'm done. Zone redundancy. So you can build your applications redundant in a single zone on multiple availability zones or maybe across the region. Okay, so we are not going for those options. We don't want higher availability. So I will simply click review and create. And these are the informations. Subscription name is pay as you go. My free subscription has gone. So I'm using this one, resource group, name of my plan, operating system, region, SKU, size of my server, and all those things, memory. So I will hit the create button and my app service plan will get created. Now using this plan, I can deploy lots of application, right? So all those will follow this plan. Okay, so this is done. I will go into my app plan. Now, what I need to do is I need to create web app. Okay, so I will select these apps are also of different types. What you can do is you can also expose your application as a REST API that I will try to create some YouTube video. Okay, so if I go into app services and if I click on this drop down, I will see the app services can have different type of apps. For example, there can be a web application, static web app along with the database. Okay, and WordPress. There was more options earlier. Where is REST? Where I can expose my app as a REST API. Okay, so maybe that has now come out of this one. So I will just choose web app. Again, I will choose the same resource group, the name of my instance. Let's say onboarding app. Is it available? Yes, good. So again, I have two options, how you want to publish your code as a code or as a container. This container piece I will cover later. In case of container, what we do is we basically containerize our application along with all the dependencies, and these containers get the application is deployed within this container. Okay, so there are services called Azure Container Registry. There I need to register my image and that will run on a container. But right now I will choose the code part. Runtime stack, same as what we did in the Streamlit. I will just choose Python 3.12. Linux is my operating system. Rest I keep. This is the plan, right, which we just created. I will choose that plan and rest is fine. So this will create a web application, but yet we haven't deployed our application. So it will just create that environment because we have explained what type of runtime we need, right? So it will create some Python runtime environment. Maybe you can say some virtual environment. It will create some space, and then we will deploy our code inside that space. So deployment is in progress. Okay, now I will go to my resource. Once this is URL of my application, this will not be live right now, but on the left hand side menu, if you go into deployment center, okay, so there is a deployment section and after that there is a setting. So first I will go into deployment center with the help of which I can deploy or put my code. Again, since this is also supporting CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment, it is asking me about the source. The source is again GitHub, Bitbucket, LocalGit, Azure repos. You can also basically zip your code. You can browse your code. So all those options are available, but these days the most popular option is GitHub. So I will choose the GitHub. You again need to provide your that GitHub link, and then it would have taken you to the uh, authorization page or the login page where you put your username and password. That I have done already. So it is showing me my GitHub repository. It shows me the organization. It has loaded all the repositories which are there. I will choose onboarding again. Branch is my main branch. Okay, pretty much same type of things. And I will not change anything. And I simply click on save button. What it will do is it will go to GitHub and pull my code and deploy it here. Okay, but there are two main things which are still pending. This basically will take some 20-25 minutes. Okay, so the two things I will tell you what else you need to do. Number one is in the environment variables, you have to go and you have to create your environment variables one by one. What are these variables? Can anyone tell, please?
Your OpenAI keys and all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So you can just look up your this file and you can put first key as grok API key and the value as this one. Like that, you have to do it for all of your values. Okay. So you have to populate all your variables. And second main thing is in the configuration. In the configuration, if you go, the startup command. So you need to put one startup command. I was basically okay. Okay, so this is the startup command. We have to tell the runtime that this is what you need to run. Streamlit run app.py file. This is what we do on our local machine, right? On our VS Code. Now we need to tell what is the port. On our local machine, it runs on 8051 Streamlit applications, but on Azure, we will give 8000 and we have to give this additional parameter as well. So I will copy this particular thing and I need to paste it where I need to paste it in the startup command. Okay, so that Azure can will come to know, okay, this is what I need to run when when I am booting my application. Okay, and rest of the things you can leave as is. Okay, so if you do these two things, your application will be up and running. And what should be the URL? If you go into the overview, this is your application URL. So right now it may not be running. Okay, it's still deploying. So if you come down, you will see in progress. Okay, your deployment is in progress because it has to install all those libraries, right? So this will take some half an hour or so, and then we will check it again. Okay, all right, guys. So these are the two ways in which you can quickly deploy your applications almost free of cost, and you can showcase to anyone, any of your stakeholders. And since we're on Azure, let me tell you a couple of more things. For example, Azure OpenAI services, right? You always wonder while developing applications in the VS Code, we always used this API key, right? Which is like the API key from the OpenAI, which is deployed at OpenAI end. Okay, but this is not how we generally use in the corporate world for our client projects. Our model should be deployed inside some cloud platform which is private to our customer. So what we do is we ask our customer to give access into their GCP or Azure or AWS account. Once they give us the access, we actually are able to log in into their consoles. And what we do is we go to the Azure OpenAI. Okay, so there is something called as the AI Foundry, right? Where all your AI services are there. AI Foundry, AI Hubs, Azure OpenAI. So if you go to Azure OpenAI, what you will see is if you click on create, so these Azure interfaces are really very, very confusing. Okay, so this is Azure. Where is the catalog? AI Foundry. Hmm. There is a different page actually. So let me go inside this only. You have Azure AI. Okay, I think first I need to create this one. So what I will do is I will create an instance of this Azure OpenAI service. Okay, so this will bring all the OpenAI models into my account. So name is Azure OpenAI service, pricing tiers already used 382. Pricing tier is standard. So content review policy to detect and mitigate harmful uses of Azure. Microsoft logs the content you sent. Microsoft logs the content you send to the completions and image generation. So I mean, sometimes you ask these questions, right? So is it safe or not? So I will click next, next, next. So this will, what it will do, it will create my Azure OpenAI service. Within that, I will deploy my specific models. All right, this is deploying.
So Suren, by using this service, we can deploy only OpenAI models or any models we can deploy.
No, no, you can deploy any models. Okay.
Yeah,
So let me see within this service, are we able to see DeepSeek and other models as well or not? Since we specifically choose that
creating OpenAI right
OpenAI.
service.
So yeah, let's check actually. Okay, this is done. So these are my keys and endpoints which I will use while there is a different page actually. Azure OpenAI models catalog. That page actually I bookmarked. Is it? No, it's not here. Explore AI Foundry. Yeah, this is the page. Okay. So this is the page where you can basically deploy your models, for example. So in the left hand side, you can see model catalog. So if you click on that, it will show you all the available models. Okay, so it's showing the Microsoft model as well. This is okay. So you can search basically. Okay, these are OpenAI's models, DeepSeek. I think for that we need to create some other service. Okay, so right now it is showing me all the OpenAI models which are available on the platform of Azure. Okay, so what I can do, I can choose this one, GPT-4o Mini, which is quite cheap as compared to others. And then you can see the pricing, you can see the deployment type. Okay, this is the model ID. All the information is available here. And before using or deploying this model, if you want to test it, you can go into the playground and you can test it as well. So right now, what I will do is I will use this model, and the deployment type is standard. Again, this is basically global batch standard based on the higher availability, HA. I can choose model version, number of tokens, capacity. This is TPM, total tokens per minute. These many tokens we can send. This is the location, AI resource, and let me click this one. So my model is available, right? And if you want to have the code, what exactly how you need to call this model, they also show you the sample code. So you can simply copy this code. Okay, just copy this code. This is how you need to provide your endpoint. This is the name of my OpenAI service. Okay, so first is the endpoint, second is the model name, the deployment, subscription. I showed you those keys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you can use those keys. You can replay, put those keys. This is the API version, and this is how you get the client. Once you get the client, the rest is, I mean, same, right? Your messages, role is system, user, some configurations like the maximum tokens, temperature, top P, model deployment, and your completion. Okay, so there are a couple of examples. So you can directly, if you want to stream your output, you can use these methods. So you can pretty much copy paste this code, put in your VS Code after deploying your models, and you should be good to go. Okay, so where it is. All right. And what else? If you want to use it in the playground, you can simply use it. Okay. Give the model instructions. This is like your system message. And you can also add your data. You can browse your files. You can put some parameters, top P, top K, all those things, right? So rest is pretty much same. Hello, how can I help me? What is, so it cannot tell me the real-time weathers because this is GPT-4o Mini. Okay, what we need to do is we need to use some function calling. You have to associate some tools and then it should be, or we have to use some models like GPT-4o search preview, which is not available on uh, Azure platform. Okay, so this has ability to search on web as well. Okay, but this model is not available on Azure till now. So this is one of the problem we are facing, right? So what I am working in a project. So what alternative we are doing? We are actually using something called the Bing search. So it comes with the Bing search. Okay, Microsoft Bing search. So you will use the Bing search. Okay, grounding with the Bing search, which will do the web search, and whatever output we get from the uh, web search, that will be given to the LLM. Okay, so yeah, other than that, this is the way. Okay, so you have assistants, audio, images, completions. I mean, we don't use all these things. Okay, but you can also see, yeah, the cost, the deployments, whatever model you deploy, you will be able to see here in the deployment section. Right now, there is just one model. If you deploy a couple of models, it will show you all the models. These are the guardrails. As I said, what you can do is you can put these guardrails and you can block the content which is going to the LLM, and also while it's coming back to the user. So if you want to filter some PII information, you can put all these filters. Okay, so you can play around with all these things, create content filter, basic information, the name. So do you want to remove the violence or the hate or the sexual content, sex harm, all those things? You can basically select the level. Basically, you want it moderate, or you want to block everything, block some. So the level of filtering basically. Okay, so prompt shields. So these are these are input filters. Okay, S- I think these will filter the prompt which is going to the LLM. Next is the output filter, which will basically block that content which is coming from LLM to the user. Okay, so all those things. So this all you can play around. Okay, so I will not do anything here right now. This colors, vector stores. Okay, you can add your stores, you can choose, you can name all those things. It has attached files to the system's file search,
So,
select
sir, in
local
the vector
files. Yeah,
vector store means vector DB.
correct, correct,
So we already used that phase, right? So,
correct, correct. So I mean, it's
uh,
an option, right? So if you want to
acha, acha.
do on the platform, on this
Hmm.
platform, you can do
Okay.
that. You can browse your files as well. So it will
Hmm.
create the vector database on this platform itself. Data files. So there are a lot of options actually. Okay, so you can just these are batch jobs. Okay, so batch jobs are basically, I think, number of uh, calls are done in the batches instead of one by one. So this saves a lot of cost. I think 50% if you are making 100 calls one by one, and then if you are making it in batches, so that can save the cost as much as 50%. Okay, so there are matrices. Okay, your how much token cost, how much request you have done, what is the number of input tokens, output tokens, total tokens, and it will show you the graph. Okay, the number of requests. If you go into the cost center, there is a service called cost center or cost management, sorry. So there you can go and have the detailed. So it will show you the invoices as per the different services, how much you have consumed. Okay, so this is what I planned for today. Okay, just 1 hour session. So what I'm planning to do next is I'm planning to show you a couple of more deployment ways. These were the very basic ones. These days, deployment using containers, Flask API or the fast APIs, Dockers, all these are very much being used in the industry. So instead of having those live sessions, what I will try to do is I will uh, create some YouTube videos because that may take, some time. And I want to show you end to end how it works. So I will create videos for that. Okay. And I will keep on sharing. Any questions, guys, on this one? Or anything which you are still expecting I haven't covered, guys? I will.
Only one thing, Suren,
Yeah.
for creating these services, it would not cost you anything, right?
Yes, for creating, I think it will not cost as you consume those, right? Those, then it will cost, right?
If suppose the application which we deploy in
Mm-hmm.
Azure,
Mm-hmm.
if somebody would log into that application and would write some any prompt or anything, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if you like if you get any result from by using that thing, then it is going to like cost us, right?
Correct, correct.
Achha.
So basically, the costing also depends on, what platform you are using. For example, in case of IaaS, right, where we
Correct,
procure any EC2 machine, then
correct.
as soon as you procure that machine, your, meter is, I
Will
mean, your,
start.
yeah,
Hmm.
it will start. In
Hmm.
case of these, what happens is it basically calculates the time for which
Hmm.
your code runs, basically, right? I mean, there is
Hmm.
something called as the Azure functions,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So when you are using those things, then I think it calculates the duration for which that code was run, and then it is built accordingly. As long as the large language models are concerned, that is based on the number of input and the output tokens, right?
Hmm. ठीक है, तो मतलब मैं अगर भूल गया उसको तो फिर कोई इट वुड नॉट बी कॉस्ट फॉर मी, राइट? मैंने सर्विस बनाई और मैं भूल गया
Hmm.
बंद करना,
So,
देन इट until or unless it would not do any input output whatever you are telling, right? So
correct,
it
correct.
would not cost me anything, right?
But if you have created something which is like public facing or
हाँ,
available on the internet, then it may be exploited by someone else also, right? There
करेक्ट
are
करेक्ट।
so yeah, either
अगर वो
you,
पब्लिक पे है, करेक्ट,
हाँ
सही कह रहे
पब्लिक पे है तो फिर कोई भी उसको
हो, फिर
एक्सप्लॉइट
तो
कर
फिर
सकता
कोई
है,
भी
राइट?
यूज करके कर सकता है।
तो इट्स बेटर।
ठीक है। हम्म। लेकिन डर भी लगता है ना, ये सर्विस कहीं कभी चलाए
हाँ नहीं
और
हो
फिर
जाता है मतलब फॉर मी आई फॉरगॉट एक्चुअली आई क्रिएटेड couple of resources and forgot I think I got some 5-10,000 bill or maybe I think
मेरे को भी एक बार लगा था क्योंकि मैंने एक ब्लॉब स्टोरेज बनाया था, उसमें कुछ सर्विस मैंने कर दिया था उसमें, और उसके बाद वो भूल गया, उसके बाद अच्छा
हाँ
लंका लगी मेरी, बहुत
हाँ
बढ़िया।
तो वो हो
तो
जाता है,
इसलिए,
दैट्स फाइन।
और एक्चुअली पहले क्या होता था ना, जैसे मैं आपको बताता हूँ, मैं ये फ्री वाला ना मैं दूसरे ईमेल आईडी से कर लेता था, तो वो फ्री दे देता था मेरे को। राइट नाउ
हम्म।
व्हाट आई एम सीइंग करंटली, इट्स नॉट अलाउइंग मी।
Yeah,
अगर
I
मैं
mean, if you are using the
क्रेडिट
same
कार्ड
phone
दे रहा
number,
हूँ, हाँ
if
हाँ
you are using same phone number or the credit card, it basically
हाँ,
recognize that you have already availed.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट। पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था। पहले बना
हम्म।
लेते थे। अब ये मैं देख रहा हूँ, एक एक महीने से मैंने ट्राई किया है उसको। मेरे
हम्म।
प्रोजेक्ट में अभी एज़्योर में ही माइग्रेशन हो रहा है।
हम्म।
तो दैट इवन आई एम ट्राइंग टू लाइक प्रोविजन फ्यू, वो क्या नाम है, सर्विसेज, लेकिन वो मेरे को कॉज कर रहे हैं। दैट इज, वो मेरे को
I-
क्रेडिट कार्ड का वही डिटेल्स लेके फिर वो करने नहीं दे रहा।
मेरे साथ भी है, मैंने भी आई थिंक आई हैव क्रिएटेड सम 5-6 अकाउंट्स, डिफरेंट डिफरेंट
हाँ,
अकाउंट्स। फिर फाइनली मुझे मुझे ये लगा कि इट्स बेटर टू
इट्स
गो विद
बेटर।
पे
हाँ,
एज
वही
यू
मैं
गो,
भी सोच रहा हूँ
राइट?
आज।
और कोई ऑप्शन है नहीं अदरवाइज, फिर एक
लेकिन
एक
वही
महीना
डर
होते
रहता है
ही।
ना, इसीलिए मैं आपसे ये क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा था कि मेरे को
हम्म।
डर है कि मान लो मैं भूल गया, तो ऐसा तो नहीं
हाँ तो
आप
वो
दिखा रहे
आई
हो ना
थिंक,
5,000 डॉलर।
हम्म,
5,000 तो वाट लग जाएगी।
हाँ तो वो ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आई थिंक वो आपके क्रेडिट कार्ड से काटते नहीं है, राइट? सो
हाँ,
दे गिव यू सम ईमेल्स एंड ऑल दो स्टफ्स। फाइनली
करेक्ट,
फिर मैंने वो अकाउंट डिलीट कर दिया था। आई
करेक्ट,
हैवंट
करेक्ट,
पेड
या
बट।
वही 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 मैं कंफर्म करना चाह रहा था आपसे।
सो लेट मी डिलीट दिस स्ट्रेट अवे। चलो ठीक है, आई विल
बट
डू
आई
इट।
थिंक रिसोर्स ग्रुप एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स इट वुड नॉट बी कॉस्ट, राइट?
हाँ आई
रिसोर्स ग्रुप
मीन सो
क्रिएट बनाना,
they are just envelopes, I mean
करेक्ट,
they are just containers।
करेक्ट। एज़्योर ओपन एआई की सर्विस में अगर आप कोई मॉडल रन कर रहे हो एंड इनपुट आउटपुट वो तभी दे वुड कॉस्ट।
राइट।
ठीक है, अंडरस्टूड। थैंक यू।
Suren,
Similarly, yeah.
yeah, you can go ahead, no
No,
problem.
no, I was just telling similarly in the case of the Google Cloud Platform, you have something called the Vertex AI. So there you will get all these services, right? All these things. You have to use the Vertex AI. They show you the vector stores. They will also give you space to write your this Python code, right? So that environment is basically called as the Vertex AI. That service is called Vertex AI in the world of Google. Yeah, yeah. Tell me your question.
Yes, we have learned GenAI using Python,
Mm-hmm,
Surendra. I
mm-hmm,
have seen like the Google is like giving the opportunity to learn GenAI, Google GenAI, they have given the name.
mm-hmm.
So they are using this, same the Python only, or they are using their own other language like
No, I mean the language must be Python only.
Python only.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And what we have learned, the same concept they are going to.
Exactly, exactly. Same concepts
Okay.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They also have the LLMs and
Mm-hmm.
same vector
Okay.
stores. Concepts are pretty much same,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay. One more question, Surendra.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Like as we deployed this assistant, AI assistant, right?
mm-hmm,
So if I ask a question about I am sure like we are restricting him by giving the prompt how the application will behave, right?
mm-hmm,
So like if I am asking SQL update query, it is answering.
mm-hmm,
So we are not expecting this application to answer about some other than we have given one PDF to him, right?
mm-hmm,
It will give answer to only Saran AI Lab. But if
mm-hmm.
I ask the question out of that Saran AI Labs PDF, it is
Mm.
answering.
Okay.
So how that we can restrict only that he has to answer from the PDF only?
So I mean, have you tried putting instructions in the system prompt
Yeah,
in
already
the
like
system?
we have given the system prompt na in
Mm-hmm,
our onboarding assistant.
mm-hmm. So,
So like
yeah, I mean, you have to restrict saying that do
okay.
not try to give your own answers. Answer
Mm-hmm.
only and only when you get answers from this embedding or this
Okay.
vector
Okay.
store. Na?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Otherwise, it will hallucinate,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you have to be very clear giving those instructions.
Okay.
Okay.
So like 100% it will give that answer from like from PDF only if we give the system prompt, right? Prompt.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
So you have to say if you don't get any embedding or any
Mm-hmm.
information about this thing, don't
Mm-hmm.
try to give your own answer. Simply say I do not know, whatever you
Mm-hmm.
want to give the message to
Okay.
the user.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because sometimes it will make confusion as we are creating one query assistant, if someone
Hmm,
is asking other than that question and he has executed another query by
hmm,
copying from that answer,
hmm.
then that will make a
Correct.
problem. Hmm.
Right. Or what you can do is you can try to put citations from
Hmm.
wherever it is getting that information. You
Hmm.
can try to display the citations as well, right? Citation means
Hmm.
uh, if you have created embeddings, it will also show you the page number 6. From page number 6,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
got the content. If it
Okay.
has not got the content, then it will also not get the citation, right?
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that is basically the source of truth for the users. If they want to
Hmm.
see from where LLM is bringing the answer, they can always click on the citation. It will open that
Hmm.
PDF
Hmm.
as well, right?
Okay.
So,
Hmm. Hmm.
chalo, ठीक है. I think we can wrap up early. But yes, I mean, this course is not yet over. If you have any questions or doubts, I will definitely try my best to answer those, and I will keep on creating the videos. Right? Sometime it's not easy to show everything on live, right? Because deployments and all does take times, right? So I'm constantly trying to create videos on same. Okay.
Third batch started,
Third
Surendra?
batch has not started.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm starting it from tomorrow. But I think for the next 2 3 weeks, I will restrict myself on the introductory.
Mm-hmm.
I will give the same session. I will invite people to join so that I
Mm-hmm.
can also clarify their question about the codes, and then maybe we'll start slowly. So if you have references, feel free to refer if you
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the course. Okay.
Yes, yes.
What is this cohort which I just
Cohort means learning together, basically, right?
okay? I
Hmm,
am not
mean,
aware of. Sorry.
okay, no problem. Cohort means the learning something together.
अच्छा मेरे को लगा कोई क्या आ गया कोई नया है क्या कोई टूल
Uh, a group of people, a group of people with the
Cohort is
shared
cohort is
characteristics.
batch actually.
Yeah, cohort is batch or group of people, basically, with a similar interest, right?
हाँ yes
GenAI enthusiast.
correct.
It's a group of segments.
Correct. Anything else from anyone before we close, guys?
No, thank you for it.
चलो ठीक है. Thanks everyone. See you sometime later, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks. Bye
Thanks.
bye.
Thanks,
Thank
Surendra.
you.
Bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye.